Hi, everybody. Jessica Eves Matthews here. I wanted to jump in here and do a quick video on the risk of using artificial intelligence in your business. People are really jumping on, the bandwagon and hyping up the idea of using intellectual property in your business for everything, like, creating copy for your website, sales pages, sales funnels, product descriptions, descriptions of services. People are writing books in AI platforms. They are generating images, headshots, logo design. Songs. It's kind of amazing. AI is so powerful already, and it has the ability to, really make our lives easier. So it's very exciting. And as with any technological innovation like this, there's always the early adopters that run ahead, and and they're just incredibly excited about embracing the technology. And I think that's amazing. But as a lawyer, and particularly as an intellectual property lawyer, it's concerning to me, and it's something that unfortunately I'm going to have to be a bit of the Debbie Downer. And my goal here in this Facebook group is to make sure that you all are informed. I just feel like knowledge is power. And I feel like so many lawyers hide behind legal jargon, and they make things sort of deliberately opaque and confusing for their clients because it creates, job security for them or something. I'm not a believer in that. I think you guys are smart people, and you have courage to be launching and building something of your own. And so my passion really, and my objective, is to make sure that you are educated and that you have the information that you need to make the right decisions for your business. Because I know that most of you don't have the budget to have a lawyer on speed dial or a full-time lawyer on staff. And so it's vital to just have at least a general understanding of the areas of risk in your business from a legal perspective, and maybe some of the solutions that are available to you. I do recommend always working with a good lawyer when it comes to implementing legal solutions in your business, but sometimes just having an understanding of the law will keep you from doing things in your day-to-day operations that will negatively affect your business. And that's where artificial intelligence comes in, and this is where the risk is. So this is what I want to talk about for a second. There are a lot of risks. And so the risks that go with using AI tend to be connected with intellectual property. And that's, I do a lot of IP law for my clients, and intellectual property includes anything from trademarks to copyrights to patented designs or inventions to trade secrets. And so trademarks protect your brand, right? It's your brand identity. It's the source identifier of goods and services. So, you look at the brand, okay, I'm buying from this particular business or this particular company. So that is the role that trademarks play. And then copyrights protect content and creations and designs and artistic creations, and anything from, photography, videos, podcasts, web copy, source code, it can even include product design or character design, like Mickey Mouse or R2D2 or something like that. It protects just a wide variety of things. So I would consider that sort of to be contents and creations that have to be original, that cannot be derivative of somebody else's work. And then patents usually protect things that are innovative, new innovations, new processes or systems, new chemical formulas, or there are design patents as well. So it could be design for a piece of furniture or a shoe or a machine or something like that. So patents are more technical generally, and they're more rooted in science or engineering. And then there are trade secrets. So trade secrets are basically whatever is confidential and proprietary in your business that is secret, and the fact that it is secret is what gives it commercial value. So you think about like Coca-Cola's recipe for their drink, their original Coke drink, that is obviously a trade secret. It's secret information, and if that information got out, it would have value to their competitors, and that's how you know that something is a trade secret. But it can include everything from client lists to price sheets to marketing plans, to a secret formula or a recipe or something like that. And you have to make a real effort to keep those things secret in order for them to be deemed trade secrets. But those are sort of the 4 buckets of intellectual property generally. And unfortunately, all 4 of them get implicated by the use of artificial intelligence. And the reason for this is that a lot of these platforms are just scraping the internet for whatever it is they're training their IP platform on. And so they grab all this content, they just scrape the internet, and it may be images, it may be photos, it may be artwork, it might be scripts, movie scores, books, anything that's copyrighted. Trademarks get caught up in it as well. But the biggest issue, I think, is probably copyrighted material. And that there's a big, sort of brouhaha over this right now. There are lawsuits going on because there's a lot of materials that were sort of sucked into these AI platforms to train the AI platforms. But the founders of these AI platforms didn't get the proper licensing from these copyright owners. And so they're using these materials to train their AI platforms without authorization. So they're infringing on all of these thousands, maybe millions of copyright owners. And so that is a serious problem. And so what ends up happening is if you have an AI platform generate something for you, you could end up with bits and pieces of other people's copyrighted materials in your output that you're getting from that AI platform. And you could end up going out there and using that and infringing on somebody else's IP. And you could end up liable for infringement. And for copyright infringement, if you are deemed to have intentionally infringed on somebody's copyrights, the fines are up to $150,000 per violation. And so it is nothing to take lightly. Then you also have to be worried about the fact that any output you get out of an AI platform is something that you're not going to be able to own exclusively. You can't copyright it because it's derivative of other people's IP. The only reason that IP or that AI platform was able to generate something for you is because it learned from a ton of other people's copyrighted materials that it scraped from the internet, or that founders scraped and fed into it as a learning set or a training set. And so anything that you get out of an AI platform is going to be considered derivative of somebody else's intellectual property, and you're not going to be able to own it. So you're going to be risking infringing on other people's IP, but then you also just wouldn't be able to own any of it yourself. So other people could copy it from you, and you would not have any remedies. Because no way you could ever say that anything that came out of an AI platform was your original work. And then the other big risk is putting your confidential and proprietary information, your trade secrets, into the AI platform. Or maybe you put in information about a technology that you plan to try to get a patent in, and you feed that information into the AI platform, trying to get it to, write a technical use manual for that technology, or even draft a patent application for you. Well, guess what? As soon as you do that, you've published it, and under patent law, then once it's published, you can't get a patent in it. And if you put your trade secrets or your proprietary or confidential information into that AI platform, it's no longer confidential. And so you have just completely screwed yourself and your business, or your employees have. And then, say you're writing a book and you feed the manuscript into the AI platform to have it edit it for you. the learning set may actually take that book and use it in the output for other people's AI prompts. And so you're going to lose control over your copyrighted materials. So there are a lot of really, really big risks in using AI right now. You have to be so careful what you're putting into it in your prompts. And you have to be careful about what you're using the outputs you're getting out of an AI platform for. Particularly on, sites like Midjourney, where you're getting, photography or art, I guarantee you that is derivative of an actual artist's IP. There's a lot of lawsuits going on about this. There's going to be more. The case law is just now starting to happen. So we're going to have court rulings coming out. The law is going to be defined more and more as we go. But it's very problematic. And so you can't take designs that come out of AI platforms and use them as your own, because you're potentially infringing on somebody else's materials or designs. And so you have to be so careful. So here's what you need. You need to, first of all, you need an AI policy in your business. So for you and your employees or contractors or vendors, how is AI allowed or not allowed to be used? You have to be very clear what you're okay with. And I would have a lawyer help you with this. Now, I know not everybody has the budget for that. So I'm going to be launching a legal academy for startups and founders and business owners, so that you can get some templates for things like this and training on how to use them, but you don't have to pay like a full legal fee to a lawyer. So if you're interested in that, drop a comment below and I'll get you on the list for that program as it is offered. It's going to be early next year probably. But you've got to have an AI policy, because you have to make it clear to the people who are working for you in any capacity when it's okay for them to use AI, when it's not, and what they can feed into that AI platform and what they can't. And then also you need to spend time getting to know the platforms you're using. So you want to read their terms and conditions. You want to read their terms of use on their website. You want to read their privacy policy. You want to understand how are they getting the data and information that feeds their training sets or their learning sets for their platform. And are they securing proper licensing for those materials? Are they actually getting for and paying for licenses to use those materials to train their AI platform? And if not, you should not be using that platform, because there's no way you're not going to be infringing and face the risk of infringement claims at some point. So you can't just jump on any platform that is the hot new platform. You've got to do your due diligence and read their legal terms on their website to understand, how they're getting their data or their images or whatever's on their website. Are they paying for licensing? And then also you want to know, what do they do with what you feed into? So if you feed something into the platform as a prompt, do they cannibalize that information, and does that feed their learning set? Or do they not save that? You need to understand, and you want to make sure they're actually abiding by it also. So the privacy policy is probably going to give you the keys there, but make sure you understand what is happening with the information that you're putting into the platform. So anyways, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't really hate it, because I want to protect you, and this is such important information. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have questions about it, definitely put them in the comments, and let's have a conversation. Anyways, I was hoping this was helpful. I think this is information you probably need to counteract some of the hype that is going on right now about using artificial intelligence. So I'm not saying don't use AI platforms. I think that it's going to be really important to know how to use them, learn how to use them, how to draft and use really strong prompts in these platforms, but just be very careful what you're feeding into them, and be very careful what you're doing with what you get out of them. Because right now it's a very insecure time, and there's a lot of infringement happening. So just keep that in mind, and let me know if you have any questions about this. Okay, thanks.